It is unseasonably warm here today. So last week I sort of mentioned in passing about bisexuality and how some people in the gay or straight community, both the gay and straight community, think that bisexuality is a myth. I think quite a few people thought that this was an interesting topic because I got a couple of comments requesting that I make a video about it. So that's what I'm going to do this week. I thought I would sort of outline why people think that bisexuality is a myth, and then sort of talk about how what I personally think. I think there are a couple reasons why people think that bisexuality is a myth. Many people are more attracted to one sex than the other. For example, if we're talking, Kinsey scale, I'd have to say I'm a 6. I'm the gayest you can be. So for me to have someone say, well, I'm equally as attracted to men as I am to women, it's a little bit hard for me to understand. So I think that that's one of the reasons why people think that bisexuality doesn't really exist, because at the end of the day, you're more attracted to one sex than the other. And if we're speaking metaphorically still, the end of the day being who you end up with in the end, if you find a partner, that partner is going to be either the male sex or the female sex, barring some, barring certain circumstances, but for the most part, they're going to be either the male sex or the female sex. So if you end up with someone of your same sex or someone of the opposite sex, then how are you attracted to both equally? Because you've chosen one. Okay, it's about 2 hours since my last filming of this. I got a phone call, and then I ate dinner, and then I made muffins, and the muffins didn't work out. I don't want to talk about it. So I think another reason that bisexuality doesn't get as much credibility as other sort of established orientations go is that a lot of gay people, when they're in the process of coming out, use bisexuality as a stepping stone. So first it's, I'm not gay, in elementary school or middle school or whatever. Whenever this idea of what gay is comes into the sort of collective consciousness. So, usually I think you start out denying it, and then after a while, once you know yourself that you're gay for quite a long time, then you might ease into it. You might not. You might just be completely comfortable with being gay and just come out like that. But I think a lot of people find saying that they're bisexual a very safe a safe little middle ground. I think I said that last week too, that in college I was like, well, maybe I'm bi. But, I was gay. And I don't think that when gay people say it, that they think they might be bi, I think we know, for the most part, I would say. But this sort of choice by the gay community to tend to use bisexuality as the stepping stone, this middle ground, makes it harder for people who actually want to identify as bisexual, identify as such. I think one other reason, and this also is a social reason, I think, is that on average you have more women who say that they are bisexual than men. And I think one argument that's been made is, if it's truly something that occurs, in nature, then it should occur essentially equally between men and women. Personally, I think that that's more of a social problem. You have that sort of bias that 2 guys making out is bad, but 2 girls making out is fucking sexy, Of course, I don't think all straight men think like this, but that's a sort of generalized stereotype, right? I'd like to close talking about my own opinion. I think that there are so many different kinds of sexuality. There are people who get attracted to inanimate objects, people who like having sex with donkeys. Not that I'm equating either of these with bisexuality. Do not misinterpret that. I'm just saying that there are so many ways that sexuality and sexual pleasure and arousal manifest that it doesn't make sense that bisexuality would not manifest. So personally, I know a lot of people who identify as bisexual, no matter if they're mostly in gay relationships or mostly in straight relationships. I think that everyone has a masculine and a feminine side. I think that being able to blend those two and switching back and forth and understanding that each person has a male and has a masculine and a feminine, and sort of fusing the two makes sense. I do think that bisexuality is real. I don't think it's a myth, but it's definitely interesting to hear what other people think. So, if you have any opinions on this, or if you think that what I brought up was crap, or you liked it, or you think that bisexuality is fake, isn't real, make a video response, or comment, or do whatever you want, really. That's me this week. We'll see you next week when I've got a very interesting topic planned, but I'm not going to tell you about it. And enjoy the rest of the week, and please send us questions if you haven't yet. Okay, I'm going to go now. Bye.